What if I told you that the moment you finally get what you've been chasing for years, you feel nothing? No joy. No fulfillment. Just a quiet emptiness you can't explain. Why does that happen? Stay with me, because this timeless story will change how you think about wealth, success, and what it truly means to live a rich life. There once lived a man named Samuel in a quiet village surrounded by rolling green hills. Everyone knew his name. People whispered it with a mix of respect and envy. Samuel was the wealthiest man anyone had ever known. His house overflowed with gold coins stacked high in every corner. His storage rooms were packed with jewels, silks, and treasures gathered from distant lands. When he walked through the village, people lowered their heads. They dreamed of living his life. But there was something no one knew. Samuel felt absolutely nothing. Every morning, he woke up and counted his gold. Every night, he locked every door and window, trusting no one. He never smiled, not genuinely. Lying in his luxurious bed, wrapped in silk sheets, he would stare at the ceiling, feeling a cold heaviness in his chest. His heart felt frozen, empty despite all he owned. Still, he convinced himself the problem was simple. He just needed more. One more treasure. One more deal. One more pile of shining coins. Then he would finally feel complete. Years passed, but nothing changed. Then one afternoon, everything shifted. An old traveler appeared at Samuel's door. He wore worn clothes and carried a faded bag over his shoulder. His face was lined with deep wrinkles, but his eyes were bright, alive in a way Samuel's never were. The traveler smiled gently. "I hear you're the richest man in this village," he said. Samuel stood taller. "That's right. No one here has more than I do." The old man nodded. "I once knew someone who said the same. He had mountains of gold. But when he died alone, and no one remembered his name." Samuel frowned. "What do you want?" "I want to show you true wealth," the traveler said. "The kind that never disappears." Samuel laughed bitterly. "I've seen every treasure there is." The traveler reached into his bag and pulled out an old, yellowed map. "This leads to riches beyond anything in your house. But if you want it, you must trade me your finest jewel, and come with me." Greed burned inside Samuel. He handed over his largest ruby. "We leave at sunrise," the traveler said. The next morning, they began their journey on foot. Within an hour, Samuel was complaining. The road was dusty. His feet hurt. He wasn't used to walking. But the traveler remained calm. They crossed forests where Samuel stumbled over roots. His expensive shoes tore. His back ached. Still, the promise of riches pushed him forward. On the third day, they reached a wide, rushing river. No bridge. "We must cross," the traveler said, stepping into the water. Samuel hesitated. "My bag will get ruined." "Then leave it," the traveler replied. Clutching his bag of coins, Samuel stepped into the freezing river. The current pulled hard. Halfway across, his grip slipped. Coins spilled into the water and vanished. "My money," he cried. "Keep walking," the traveler shouted. When Samuel reached the other side, soaked and shaking, he felt furious. But beneath the anger, something stirred. He felt alive. They continued on. In a small village, a poor family invited them to eat. They shared simple bread and soup on the dirt floor. The house was cracked and worn, but filled with laughter. Children played and joked freely. Samuel watched in silence. "You have so little," he said to the father. "How are you so happy?" The man smiled. "We have each other. We have today." Samuel had no answer. Days turned into weeks. They climbed hills, slept beneath open skies, and watched sunsets paint the valleys in fire and gold. One evening, Samuel looked at his rough, dirt-covered hands. His clothes were torn, but his heart felt lighter. "When do we reach the riches?" Samuel asked. "Soon," the traveler smiled. The next morning, they arrived at a hidden cave in the mountains. Inside, Samuel expected gold. Instead, he found a single mirror. "Look," the traveler said. Samuel stepped closer. His reflection looked hollow, cracked, exhausted, soulless. "This is who you were," the traveler said. "A man who owned everything but lived nothing." Tears fell from Samuel's eyes. "I thought I was rich." "You were rich in things," the traveler replied. "But things cannot fill a heart." The traveler then spoke of his past, a king who lost everything and found meaning through people, moments, and life itself. "Can I change?" Samuel asked. "Yes," the traveler said. "By choosing experiences over possessions." Suddenly, the traveler vanished, leaving only a lantern behind. Samuel walked out alone. On his journey home, he helped farmers, played with children, and listened to elders' stories. When he returned, his treasures felt cold and lifeless. So Samuel sold them, not to hoard wealth, but to live. He traveled deserts and seas. He learned languages, danced at festivals, cried at funerals, laughed deeply. Years passed. His hair turned gray, but his eyes shone bright. One day, a woman asked, "Are you rich?" Samuel smiled. "I own nothing, but I've lived." True wealth isn't what you hold in your hands. It's what you hold in your heart. You grow rich when you seek new experiences, not material things.